Okay, we're just doing the tripentatonic for the G box. Remember, we've got the lone wolf here. So we're not going to play this from the fret nut or the capo because we can't get our lone wolf in the barred tripentatonics. So it's going to go, when we get to the D shape here, we're going to start in the 6th, we're going to go, here's that 7. We can't get that if we have the capo. Okay, and you put them all together and you get, okay. So I had to go over to the long patterns. Let's say we invented, we the guitarists had to invent the long patterns, the long pattern, and so what we've got the long patterns. Here's the long pattern build, but this is pentatonic now. Diatonic, you just fill in the 4 here and fill in the 7 there and fill in the 4 there, and then there's an accidental, which is a dash. You got the 6, 7 root, so 6-7 root, 2-3, 4, 5-6, 7. That would be your diatonic. Here's your pentatonic. So these are the long patterns. Now we can play away from that fret nut. So remember, some of you might remember, a few of you might remember this diagram. And I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, believe it or not. But we want to move the pattern up and down. Okay, so let's get a nice string color, because guess what? This is a string now. This is a string now. So we've got this is going to be the bottom string. Okay, here's our bottom string. We'll go over to cursor mode. So say we're in the C box here. We've got a C right here. So we're in the C box. Pentatonic. Long pentatonic for C might be a little different, but remember, C, we don't have to use the long pattern. It's the 1 cage shape. We don't have to use the long pattern. So let's see if we can get a long pattern C. That would be the long pattern C. So we end up with 4, 5, 6. All right, why? Because we went from the C modal cage. We're going to go to the very next modal scale note, +1, and we're going to end up on that one. Okay, because the play away long patterns are going to take us up 1 modal cage. Alright, if we have an early cutout, if we have enough fretboard down here, we can go. Where's that take us? It takes us back to C there, but most times it should take us to the modal cage below that, which would be the D cage. Try that one more time. Like this, 5, 6, 7, root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, root 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, it didn't particularly take us down to the modal cage down there, but we could have played it down there. We could have went, or if you want to, you can take a couple of cutouts to make sure you get there, but you're going to the next lowest scale member, -1, which is going to go up actually in shapes. So the C shape goes to the D shape as if it was going the cage word backwards, which is a pentatonic scale, increasing. So let's see what happens when we want to go to the 4th. So for the 4th, we're going to move the pattern up. So here we go. We'll move the pattern up if we can get it. Why can't we get the pattern to move up? I don't know. Let's see if we can get the pattern to move up. Here's the pattern. Now, are we looking at the long pattern or the short pattern? It really shouldn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't matter. So we're going to line up so we can see the long and the short pattern. Here's our C string shape. Remember where we're at the bottom there. 3, 4, 5 in the key of C, E, F, G. Here's your low E. That's all. All the string shapes are like. Okay, they're very just little scale fragments that we add horizontally and vertically. Okay, those are the modal scale. The pentatonic scale fragments, the cage systems fragments, are just 3, 4, 5 for C, and then 5, 6 for A, and G is 6, 7 root, and E is 7 root 2, and D is 2, 3, 4. So there's only 5 of them. Okay, but it pretty much covers the whole scale. So let's go ahead. We've got this, and we're going to move the pattern up, up, up. Oh, we did it. We moved the pattern up. Okay, now let's look at it. We're on C. What's the fourth of C? The E shape. The E string shape. So if we're on a C here, C shape, C string shape, C string shape on the bottom. 3, 4, 5. Move it up to the E string shape. That is an E-shaped F. Okay, and conversely, the fifth of the E-shaped F is the C. Okay, if we had started that on the another string shape, it might be easier to show. So back to the C there, and if we move it down, we're going to the fifth of C, which is G. You can see the G there behind the string. It goes to the G string shape. So if we try another one, let's start the A string shape right here. We got A string shape. So these are pentatonics. So we got our A pentatonic. And then we're going to move it up for the fourth. The fourth of A is the D string shape. Okay, I can't seem to get it. I have to zoom in a little bit. There we go. Now look at this. Here's the A string shape. The fourth of the A is the D string shape. You see how the long patterns are kind of composed of the short string shapes. Notice I didn't put the D there because this is an older diagram. I wasn't focusing as much on the integrity of this Ionian root 2 E root 2 3. Okay, but we would look at it from here. So over here in the A string shape, the fourth of the A is the D. In the short patterns, just look to the left here. And then we go down for the fifth. The fifth of A is E. But over here, if we're starting on that A string shape, okay, we're really looking at it now. We're on the 4 C string shape, C4 string shape. The Lydian string shape, 4, 5, 6. Okay, move up the fourth of the Lydian string shape. The fourth of the C is the E. Just remember the C string shape C, E, and its fifth is G. So it's C, E, G. Okay. The others are all 1, 4, 5. Like the G string shape, it would be G, C, D. In the A string shape, it's A, D, E. Okay, in the another one in the D string shape is D, G, A. So they're all 1, 4, 5, but the C is 1, 3, 5. Okay, and the E is E, A, C, which is the minor part of that one. It's interesting theory. So we move up for the fourth, and we get if we're on this string shape, the fourth, okay, we move the pattern up. The string shape we're going to get is its fourth. All right, we're actually going to the root pattern is going to be now on the bottom. Move the Lydian. Lydian's a difficult cage down, and the fifth of that is going to be the E string shape. Now